Welcome to UsePromptForge. Build smarter with AI.
Let's get right into it. Today we're diving into a massive, high-stakes battle being fought on the absolute cutting edge of technology. We're talking about a story that's packed with unbelievable amounts of money, some of the most brilliant minds on the planet, and wildly different visions for our future. This is the story of the AI triumvirate.
So, who's gonna win? That's the question on everyone's mind, isn't it? But look, this is so much more than just a business rivalry. The outcome of this race is going to fundamentally change how you work, how you create, and how you interact with the digital world for decades. Seriously. Right now, the entire landscape is dominated by three colossal players, and each one has a completely unique strategy for building what could be the most powerful tool humanity has ever seen. This is the new AI triumvirate. And here they are, the three titans at a glance. You've got OpenAI, with that huge backing from Microsoft and their now household name, the GPT series. Then there's Google DeepMind, the long-established research powerhouse inside Alphabet, and they're pushing their Gemini models. And finally, you have the really interesting one, Anthropic, which is backed by both Amazon and Google, and their flagship model is Claude. So let's get to know them a bit better.
To really understand this competition, we first need to know who we're dealing with. Each one of these contenders brings a totally unique strategy and a different set of advantages to this race.
First up is OpenAI. These are the folks who really lit the fuse on the whole AI explosion we're living in right now. Now, they weren't the first to work on this tech, not by a long shot, but they were the ones who put a tool like ChatGPT into millions of people's hands. And in doing that, they just completely changed the game.
Their official mission is incredibly ambitious to make sure that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, which is basically an AI with human-like reasoning, benefits everybody. Their partnership with Microsoft gives them a crazy amount of computing power and a massive distribution channel. And their impact? It's undeniable. They set the pace, and now everyone else is scrambling to keep up.
Next, you have the established giant. The company a lot of us just assumed would be leading this charge from the very beginning, Google DeepMind. This is the heavyweight, okay? We're talking decades of foundational research and basically unparalleled resources.
Google's strategic advantage is just immense. Their whole mission is to solve intelligence, and they have the ultimate playground to do it in. Think about it. They can integrate their AI directly into search, into Android, into your workspace, into everything. This deep ecosystem, well, that's their superpower.
And that brings us to our third contender, Anthropic. Now, this is a fascinating player because they were actually founded by former researchers from OpenAI. They left because they had a fundamentally different approach, one that was built from the ground up on a foundation of safety and ethics.
Their mission statement really says it all: reliable, interpretable, and steerable. For them, it is not just about raw power. It's about control and predictability. And this focus on safety isn't just a nice ethical stance. It's a killer business strategy. They're going after big enterprise clients in finance and healthcare, places that absolutely cannot afford to have an unpredictable AI. So, we've met the companies. Now let's look at the tech itself. Because at the very heart of this competition are the large language models they're producing. So how do they actually stack up against each other?
This slide really illustrates the different flavors of intelligence you can get. OpenAI's GPT-4 Turbo, it's amazing at creative stuff. Google's Gemini is built for pure speed and handling multiple things at once: text, images, audio, and Anthropic's Claude 3 Opus is a specialist in really deep, complex reasoning. The key thing to remember here is that the best model really just depends on what you need it to do. But this is about more than just tech specs. This is a war of ideas. Each company's philosophy about what AI should be directly influences how they build it. And believe me, that has profound implications for all of us.
This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of Anthropic's identity. For them, safety isn't an afterthought. It's not just another feature. It is the fundamental design principle. This belief shapes their entire process. And here's their really novel approach to actually achieving that safety. It's called constitutional AI. So instead of just telling the AI what not to do, they train it on a core set of principles, a constitution that it has to follow. The goal is to build an AI that has an inherent sense of its own rules, which makes it more reliably helpful and harmless. It's a pretty cool idea. Now contrast that with Google. Their whole AI strategy is just a natural extension of their original mission. They've always been about organizing information.
Now they're just using AI as the ultimate tool to make that information not just accessible, but truly useful and integrated into pretty much every facet of our lives.
So how is this all shaking out in the market? Well, this chart gives us a snapshot. You can see OpenAI's first-mover advantage gave it a pretty significant lead. But look closer. Google is leveraging its massive user base to try and close that gap, while Anthropic is carving out a really crucial niche in the business world, where its focus on safety is a huge selling point.
You know, this isn't just some corporate horse race. The competition between these three giants is pushing development forward at a pace none of us have ever seen before. And it's forcing a global conversation about the future of technology and the future of humanity.
So what should you be watching for next? Well, first, expect even more powerful and more specialized models to be released even faster. Second, get ready for the battle for ecosystem lock-in. That's the fight to make their AI so essential to your daily apps that you can't imagine life without it. And finally, simmering underneath it all is the ultimate prize, the race to build the first true artificial general intelligence.
And that brings us to our final thought. As these three companies pour billions of dollars into pushing the boundaries of what's possible, it leaves us with a really critical question to think about. In this new era, are we just passengers on a journey that they're directing? Or do we, the users, still hold the power to shape where this incredible technology ultimately takes us all?
Thanks for watching UsePromptForge. Like, share, and subscribe.